Welcome to R505. This is just an introductory video to give you an idea of how to navigate this course, where to find the instructions, how to submit assignments. My name is Kelly Bratcher and I will be your instructor. In order to get all assignments, the first place you always want to start is our class website, which is missbratcher.com/R505. And I have put the modules in order from 1 until the last module, so just start at the top and you just scroll down to work your way through the different modules. I always suggest starting at the top, and anytime there's a link, click on it. Those links are there for you, and just cross things off. Sometimes people try to skip to the bottom and you skip important things. So I've got everything in chronological order, so just start at the top, work your way down. If there's a link, click on it. There will be video and written instructions for all modules. And since this is a 100% online class, I want you guys to have a feel like we're still together. So we'll always do some kind of a communication activity, whether it's a blog post, or we're posting to a sticky board, or we're even doing some kind of a video chat. We're going to do something where we are communicating and collaborating either as an entire group or in small groups with one another. So make sure that you have either a webcam, or you have a laptop that's got a built-in webcam, or you've got a cell phone that's got a camera on it, or you have some kind of a tablet that's got a built-in camera. We're going to be using something called Google Hangouts at some point, and that's going to allow us to do video chats and even meet as a group, and it will record your video chat. So, step 1 for every module, come to the class website, see what you need to do. In order to submit your assignments, we're going to be working in a learning management system called Edmodo. I'm also going to introduce and explore Google Classroom with you all. That's new starting in August. In Edmodo, I will give each of you all this unique code. You'll be able to find that in OnCourse. It will be sent to you in an email. Once you log into Edmodo, just enter this class code. If you've never used Edmodo, sign up. If you would like to see your grades or your progress as we go, sign up as a student and it will show you your grades. If you sign up as a teacher, it will not show you your grades. It will show you individual grades, but not a running tally. So it's up to you. If you want to use your teacher account, feel free. Just know that it will not show you a running tally, just individual grades. All right. Once you have signed up, you should see your courses. I'll go back to my home. You should see all of your courses over on the left. If you have a lot of courses, one thing that you can do is star the courses that you want to show up. So anything that's important to you, you star it, and then that will now show up on the left. You can kind of see, I'll do another one over here. When I click on the star, it now pops up over here on the left. So if you want to put just your commonly used courses to have those show up, you can. To enter the course, you simply click on it under Groups. Any new post will end up showing up here in the main wall. Since there are no posts yet, nothing is showing up. Feel free to use this area to post questions and to communicate with the people in the class. I'm going to put all of your individual because it can get confusing because the news feed can just go on and on. So to make it easier to digest and define old posts, I'm going to organize it by module over here on the left. If you happen to be missing any of these modules, just send me an email and I can make sure that you're added. Sometimes if you join the course late, you don't get added to the module. So you would just click on the module. If there's something you're supposed to turn in, it will say turn in. And to submit it, at that point, you're just going to click turn in. Since I'm the instructor, mine's going to look different than yours, but yours will have an option to submit an assignment. Make sure that you pay attention to the instructions here. Sometimes I'm going to ask you to hit turn in so that I can grade it and see it. And sometimes I'm going to ask you to also hit this reply button so that everyone else in the class can see it as well. I want you guys to share your work so that you can learn from one another. And if you're just simply submitting it to me, we're losing out on a learning opportunity where we can gain some ideas and some knowledge from our classmates. So that's why sometimes you'll be wondering, well, why did she have me turn it in and then also hit reply? Turning it in makes it easy for me to see that you did it, and instead of having to hunt through and find your assignment and then go back and find place to grade it, I've got them right there in one place. It's a lot more manageable. So this is Edmodo. You can add notes. I'll be the one adding assignments, and you'll just need to hit turn in. Sometimes I may add a poll here for you guys to submit answers, but this is Edmodo. Send questions to me through this. You can message me through this. You can type in my name here. Instead of sending it to the group, you can send it just to me, or you can use email if you're more comfortable with that. In the past, people have found it helpful to post a question to the group, and sometimes someone else in the group gets to it before I do, and you're not waiting around for an answer, so that's really nice. For each of the modules, what I've tried to do is organize everything in Microsoft Word in chronological order. So you would just start at the top and work your way down. I will sometimes have an activity where you need to read something, then watch something, and then I'll have you share some ideas. Or I'll have you explore some resources and then show me that you understand those resources or know how to use them. So as you go through the assignments, you'll see on the side, you might see where it says read, watch, show, share, reflect, things like that. And we'll go in order so that we're not just using these tools, but we're truly understanding how they can benefit our students and us and the best way to incorporate them. So we want the focus to be on learning, not necessarily on these tools. And then at the bottom, I will try to include rubrics so that you can understand the best way to get the grade that you would like. You do get one chance to redo an assignment. I'll give you a new due date once you've requested to redo an assignment. And then you can resubmit it one time. To click on links in Microsoft Word, you're going to want to hold down Control, and then it will allow you to click on the links, if you were wondering about that. So hold down Control to click on the links. Another thing that I find kind of helpful is I use the tabs. And I'll keep all my tabs open up here at the top, or sometimes when I go to click on a link, I will right-click and say Open in New Tab. That way I don't have to lose the page that I was on. Something else you may find helpful, if there is a link that you go to often and you don't want to have to keep typing it in, I use Google Chrome, and it's my recommendation for this course. My second recommendation is Firefox, and my third recommendation, because it has issues with a lot of the interactive sites we're going to be going to, is Internet Explorer. One of my troubleshooting tips is to try a different browser first if something's not working. If it's a software program or a website, sometimes I suggest trying logging out and logging back in, see if that fixes your problem. Always try the step a second time. Don't try it the first time and say, well, it didn't work, it must be broken. Always try it a second time. And if you're really struggling and nothing is working, in the past my students have made a screencast video and sent it to me so I could see exactly what was going wrong. A screencast video is essentially what you're watching right now. Whatever shows up on my screen is what it's going to record. And to create your own screencast videos, you can go to screencast-o-matic.com. All you do is hit this button and it will start recording. So that's screencast-o-matic.com. But to finish my previous thought and jumping around, there's a website you visit often. All you do is select it and you can drag it down into your toolbar and it will make a bookmark just like you see up here. These are websites that I visit frequently, and they're all bookmarked. And I've even made folders because sometimes I have more websites than can fit across this bar. So you can do that as well. And the last thing we'll go through is the class syllabus. This is multimedia and instructional design. So essentially we're going to be going through all the different ways to incorporate images, audio, video together. It's something called hypermedia, where we can incorporate all those elements into one place. We're also going to be talking about digital citizenship and copyrights and wrongs, so that way you all know exactly which images you should and should not be using so that you don't get in any legal trouble. And we're going to be looking at assessment. You do not need a textbook for this class. We're going to be using all online resources. All assignments will be posted at missbratcher.com/R505. The learning management system we're using is Edmodo, and I'll be using Screencast-O-Matic to deliver the lessons to you all. You all can also use that to send questions back. This is a 3-credit-hour course. You should have taken R531 before taking this class. Make sure that you provide positive and constructive discourse when you're communicating in this class. Remember that it's all online, so sometimes the way that you think you're conveying a message might appear different to your classmates. All assignments must remain professional and positive in nature. Any issues or complaints you're having with something, you can be directed to me. We value student feedback and always take it seriously and take it into consideration to try to improve our courses. So feel free to send any complaints or issues directly to me, but keep them out of your assignments. My email is kelcassie@ius.edu. All assignments must be K through 12 appropriate and something worthy of showing students or your principal. So don't waste your money and time just throwing together something just to get the points. You want it to be a product that you could actually take back and use in your class. Make this worth your while. It is your responsibility to check Edmodo, which is our learning management system, daily to ensure that you're aware of all due dates. The excuse that I didn't realize it was due is not a valid excuse. So make sure that you're checking that and you're giving yourself enough time to complete a module. If you start at the night that it's due, I guarantee you that you're not going to have enough time to complete the assignment, and definitely not enough time to make it something worthy of showing students or your principal. You will lose 10 percentage points each day for a late assignment, and after 1 week it will not be accepted. If you're working on something, please send me questions or complaints or issues well in advance. If you wait until the last minute and then you have computer problems, that's not a valid excuse. So make sure you give yourself enough time to get these assignments done and enough time to send me questions about the technology that might be struggling. You're always welcome to go to IUS and use their computer lab. It is our expectation that you are logging in 3 to 5 days a week. This gives you enough time to digest the material and the information that's coming your way. I'm going to be throwing a lot of tools at you. We're going to be talking about the best way to incorporate these tools. So it is going to take more than that last minute of throwing something together, even if you're technologically savvy. Make sure that you become familiar with our class website. I will post each module in its own post, and they will be in order, starting with number 1 at the top. I will need you guys to create a Gmail if you don't have one yet. We're going to be using Google Apps, Google Hangouts to communicate. So if you do not have a Gmail, go ahead and get that set up. Make sure that you contact the instructor anytime a page won't open, a link won't work, so that we know if there's any issues going on. If you're confused, make sure that you feel free to reach out to me and reach out to your classmates. So this is going to be one big learning community as we go through this course, and we're all there to help each other. If your computer breaks down, make sure you have an alternate plan. Can you work on this on your tablet? Is there anything that you can do on your phone? Can you do those communication posts from your phone? A lot of these websites that I'm going to be introducing to you also have apps, so you can do this from your phone or your tablet. And always maintain a pleasant, positive, and professional tone. There are expectations when we have discussions, so simply saying I agree or I disagree is not a valid response. So I've got rubrics for you to look at when responding. So each lesson I'll give you my expectation for your communication response. When taking this class, you should already have the ability to email and send an attachment, to upload or download a file, to save and share things to the cloud like Dropbox or I Use the Box. I'm going to strongly recommend that we use the cloud, because when you use the cloud, you can save it and you can easily share large files with one another without taking up space on your computer, and you can switch from computer to computer and still have access to your files. You should understand how to enter URLs when using a search engine You should know how to use a headset with a microphone. Unless you have a laptop that has a built-in mic, then you don't need the headset with the mic. You should be able to add comments using a webcam. We're going to be commenting on one another's assignments, so you will need to have a webcam, whether that is on a tablet, a laptop, or your phone. You need to be able to download apps to a smartphone or tablet. You need to be able to save your files in various formats. You should understand how to watch an embedded video. And you should understand how to embed items on a website, because we're going to be collecting all of our work into one big Weebly website. I'll skip the self-introduction since I made a video that you can watch. We are going to be doing student introductions in our first module. You need to make sure that you have a Dropbox account to store and share files from the cloud. You need to make sure that you have a headset with a mic, unless you have a built-in mic on one of your devices. You need to have Flash Player installed on your machine. Any programs that we're using that you do not have, you can download or use from iuware.indiana.edu. Grading scale is 90 to 100 an A, and so on. If you're unsatisfied with your performance, you can request to redo it, and I will submit to you a new due date. Any technology information that you need is listed below down here. The programs we're using on the left and information about it on the right. Tutorials can be found at iuware.edu, and you want to search for Linda. They have excellent tutorials on a lot of different technology softwares and applications. These are our standards. You can read through the standards. And down here is just a bird's eye view of some of the projects that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a self-introduction hypermedia presentation. We're going to be discussing copyrights and fair use. We're going to talk about the different ways that we can edit images and make them useful for the classroom. And then we're going to look at some different applications on how to put all those images together into one place. We're going to look at some hypermedia tools. We're going to look at audio tools. So what are some different tools where we can either incorporate audio or have our students incorporate audio? We are going to explore Google Forms, because this class is also about different ways to add assessments. And in our Google form, we're going to make sure that we include graphics, images, and audio. We're going to look at some different video assessment tools: Educanon, Zaption, Blindspace, Edpuzzle, and then just discuss some of these other ways to assess students: Poll Everywhere, Plickers, Kahoot, Infuse Learning, and Socrative. One thing that you need to learn how to do in this class is record your own video and edit it together. In the final class you take for this course, you will be asked to record your own video, edit out a 5-minute chunk, and submit that. So we're going to talk about that here, and we're going to make an interactive YouTube where you record yourself and you ask a question and you give the students an option to click and answer. Whether they got it right or wrong, they'll be directed to a new video to explain why their answer is right or wrong. And those videos will be you. We're going to do an interactive video using either a tool called TouchCast, Zaption, or Mad Video. This will include other videos in our video, text, questions like polls, hyperlinks to other files. And at the very end, you're going to take all these tools that we've been working with throughout the class and put them all together in a multimedia lesson. This will be 100% online. Everything will be clickable, linked on the internet. You will include an image tool, a video tool, and an audio tool. And you can use the things that you've been doing all class, or you can start fresh. And some of the tools I'll introduce here is Edmodo, TAC, Blindspace, and Pixie Clip. And finally, we're going to discuss current research when it comes to planning these lessons using all this multimedia. And we're going to do that using a Google Hangout. So you're going to get in groups and you're going to discuss this technology. And that is it. Any questions you have, you can email me at calkesi@ius.edu.